Coming up on Bvtv News, students are welcomed back to campus for the fall semester. We'll tell you about that contactless move-in process and new COVID-19 policies and protocols. Also, stay tuned to hear from Interim President Dr. Brian Lenzmeyer as he explains the decision-making behind cutting BVU's theater program. From Bvtv Studios on the campus of Buena Vista University in Storm Lake, Iowa, this is Bvtv News. Thanks for joining us on Bvtv News. I'm Autumn McLean. Our top story: students across the nation have returned to college campuses amid an ongoing pandemic. Joshua Wolcott reports on the changes and challenges BVU students face as the fall semester begins.
August 21st was freshman move-in day for new students attending in-person classes at BVU fall of 2020. The move-in process was quite different this year with the obstacles surrounding the current COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes, everybody was wearing masks and you social distance as much as possible. You didn't really touch anybody.
The move-in process was promoted as contactless or contact-free. However, O-Team members were all hands on deck as they carried boxes, futons, and other belongings into the Pierce White dorms. O-Team member Max Powers explained the ideas behind this contactless move-in process.
They gave the student the option of whether they want to do contactless or not. So if they wanted to be contactless, a person handed them a red sheet of paper when they checked in. That red sheet of paper meant we just gave them a cart after it was sanitized and they used it themselves.
I'm an RA in Pierce White, and so a couple of the policies is that we have a resident policy now, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio within the rooms. So each resident can only have one other student in their room. Another policy that we have is obviously wearing the masks, when you're outside of your room, so anywhere on campus.
With planning and preparation, Beavers are prepared to build this semester up with optimism and courage. This is Joshua Wolcott with Bvtv.
BVU has already seen the first positive case of COVID-19 in a student on campus. Interim President Dr. Brian Lenzmeyer shared the information in a campus-wide email on Tuesday, August 25th. The student who tested positive for COVID-19 was escorted off campus and will be allowed to return when and if they recover. Lenzmeyer also announced that BVU has been approved to host a Test Iowa COVID-19 testing site for students. Tests will be available starting this week in health services, and results can be expected in 2 to 3 days. Students are encouraged to contact health services for more information. In other news, the BVU theater program is being dismantled as the university strives to change their student-to-faculty ratio from 9-to-1 to 14-to-1. Zach Hess has the story.
On May 26th, BVU's Board of Trustees announced the results of the program evaluation. The decision was to cut the theater program entirely and dissolve the chemistry program.
Interim President Brian Lenzmeyer discussed the board's decision-making process to move towards a 14-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio.
And what happened was every single program was evaluated on the academic front. And they looked at things like number of incoming students, number of current majors, past graduation numbers. And we tried to find places where there weren't the numbers.
The program evaluation has rippling effects across campus. Theater student Matthew Marroquin shares his concerns about the future of the current theater majors.
I'm weary because I don't know what's going to happen. There's no solid plan for it. It's like, we plan to cut this, yes, but what's going to happen to us? And that's the scary part.
They should have to live up to the contract that they set forth with the student.
Professors of theater Bethany Larson and David Walker have many concerns about how students and productions will be handled following this year.
All of the support elements that the theater program provided to the university theater productions, there's a lot. There's a lot there that is way beyond, let's just get together 5 nights a week for a couple of hours to rehearse a play, and then eventually we'll do it for an audience.
Lenzmeyer is optimistic about keeping theater at BV without a program.
We're trying to piece together an opportunity to have 2 productions a year for students. And we would have some expertise involved in that.
Walker mentions that Lenzmeyer intends to keep the home that theater represents for the students.
And he's trying desperately to help mitigate the pain that the students are feeling But like I say, it's naive. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in the best kind of ways. It's like, if you're naive about something, go get more information on it.
Lensmeyer hopes to have a plan in place by December.
We have our people here through the end of the school year. I'd really like to have the plan laid out by December so that we know moving forward what it's going to look like.
The ongoing effects of the program evaluation will only be known in a matter of time. I'm Zach Hess, and this is Bvtv News.
That's all for this edition of Bvtv News. Wash your hands, wear your mask, and we'll see you next time.